Welcome back to another episode of MotoGP Mac, and today we're going to talk about Suzuki's season so far. With Suzuki deciding that they're going to pull out of MotoGP from the end of 2022, it did kind of scupper everyone's ship, and not just the Suzuki riders, but also people that were maybe using Suzuki as a bargaining chip to renegotiate their contracts. But it is fairly clear that there is some financial issues going on with Suzuki as they have pulled the MotoGP team and also the World Endurance team. Now, onto the riders. Mir has had an okay year, is the way I would call it. You know, he has had a bit of unluckiness where he's been taken out. But there are some serious problems coming in there for Mir. He seems to have lost trust and faith in the front end and lost the feel of the front end of the bike, and this is not allowing him to push as he would like on the front end of the bike. Mir's currently in 8th place in the championship on 77 points, which is not bad. He's within the top 10, but it is kind of worrying that, you know, his performances in the last few Grand Prix have been on a downward trend. He is trying to negotiate with HRC, so I wonder, is this downward trend of form affecting his negotiations? It is possible. I just don't know. There's also the rumour that Miguel Oliveira could also be in for that HRC seat, and his manager has come out quite bullish and told Honda, do you know what I mean? We told you what we want. If it's not going to work like that for you, we're happy to spend a year at home. So I think it's definitely a wait and see part on Mir. Now for Rins, I think Rins has had a much stronger season so far this year. He is currently in 9th place on 75 points, so only 2 points behind Mir. So as I mentioned and predicted at the start of the season, there's little or nothing between these two riders. And it's good to see them going head to head. Show his riding position, or he has a seat for the next 2 years with LC or Honda, so he doesn't have to particularly worry. So I think that's a little bit off his mind as well, so that he's now started, he can just focus on having a good end of season with Suzuki, which I do think he will. He seems to have gelled a little bit better with the front end and the changes on the Suzuki than Mir. So it will be interesting to see where things go. Now, another thing that I have to commend Suzuki on, and I really do respect them, is that when they announced that they were pulling out, they could have stopped all development. Now, I do know some of the development would have been in final stages anyway, but they have agreed to continue developing to the end of the season. So hopefully this brings a little bit of a ray of sunshine to Mir's issues that he's having with the front end. Hopefully they can kind of engineer that out of the bike. It could possibly be because they're putting so much power through the chassis, or through the engine and the chassis now, that is causing that issue. But one of the things that I would suggest if I was Yamaha was that I would be trying to get Sylvain Guintoli on board as a test rider if they're going to continue with the inline 4, because he would have a lot of understanding of what Suzuki, or what the direction that they were going, especially with the engine. He would also be able to give them a great engine comparison between the inline 4s that Yamaha have and Suzuki. The other thing then I suppose as well is, like, with Suzuki leaving, Yamaha will be the only ones that will run an inline 4 if they do run an inline 4 next year. So there's a lot of data, I think, and a lot of value, and this is why I was thinking Rins would do very well in Yamaha on an inline 4. He does like to carry corner speed. Yes, it does cause him to crash at times because he carries too much corner speed, but anyway, look, I think he'll do quite well, Rins, for the end of the season. I'm not too sure how he's going to fare on the Honda, if I'm very, very honest, but I guess we will see in the Valencia test at the end of the season. But I'd love to know, what do you think of the season so far? What do you think of the the rider battle, 2 points between them, just over halfway in the season. Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video. I just want to take a minute to also thank you for watching my videos and the support that you've shown so far. If you haven't subscribed already and you would like to subscribe, it would mean an awful lot to me if you did. I'm starting this channel realistically so that we can all enjoy MotoGP together, with the aim of streaming a live video when the GP races are on.